No, I met my first deaf person and my first sign language teacher, Nana.
You can do. Yeah, well, that you told us yourself. You were.
I live in Jackson County, but I try to keep it private. Um, I practice law all over the state of Kentucky. I work with low income clients, so they can't afford to come where I'm at, so I go to where they are. I do not maintain a physical office, so I just go to where my clients are. I work mostly in family law.
Where did you start?
I'm not sure I understand the question. When? I was admitted to the bar, the Kentucky bar in 2000. I was admitted to U.S. Supreme Court in 2006.
You were walking all over Kentucky when we met a few years ago. I was still at Chicago. We talked a little bit. That's how I love about you. Then I graduated. I couldn't find job for short DCM. People DCM 55. ADI laws. The last one. Tina took me about that. Let's leave those of us what we're here now. And you told me a little bit about ADI. I'd like you to explain what's ADI. ADI.
Well, first, the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, it's not the American Deaf Act. It doesn't just cover deaf people, it's all disabilities, everything from being in a wheelchair, having service dogs, hearing, blind, whatever. There are two sections of the ADA that applies to deaf people, or at least to which is where my passion is communication access. So, I'm sorry, what is
Communicate access, that's what we're here for, right?
yes, I want to,
Really valid for us.
I want to explain what communication access means. The law requires that we have the same level of communication as a hearing person does. The law does not require that that the hearing provider gives us exactly what we want. The law does not require that. The law does require that they give first priority to what we want. So if you go somewhere and you want a live interpreter instead of court, they have to first consider the live interpreter. But if they can prove that you will get the same level of communication access without the live interpreter, say using card instead, they have that right to provide that. So I feel that it's extremely important that every deaf person understands and knows what the law is, so that you can fight for your rights and your equality and your desires even based within the law, rather than fighting against the law, because you're not going to get anywhere if you fight against the law.
Listen, court. Lord, that's how this is doing. It was called from us.
Exactly. Which is so why when you go and say, I need a live interpreter, and they say, we can provide card instead. I'm not English. I can't understand your card. So I need a live interpreter. They have to provide the live interpreter, because if they provide card, you're not getting equal access. Now, for me personally, although I hate cards, I'd rather stick a needle in my eye than have a card. But legally, they could force that on me because I understand English just fine. So,
Blind card. Definitely, I know. Still fail from last to the good yeah, that you come from blood. That's a word line.
and no, you can complain if you yourself have a reason for complaining.
Let's black more about this.
Okay, well, we discussed, you and I discussed about the BRI. I know that the deaf community is in uproar over the BRI. However, well, first of all, I'm going to state that the BRI does have its good point. I'm sorry that some of you don't agree with that, but the BRI does have its good point. Some examples that have been mentioned is if you are a private person and you don't want the interpreters to know your business, you may prefer to have card. BRI. Or if, for instance, you're in the emergency room. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I had to black some 50 staff keep their you said private issue help. 50 staff. I don't know if the players. That's what they all are. That's what I would do.
And also, if you're in the emergency room, it may be necessary, a matter of life and death, for you to communicate immediately. You can't wait for the interpreter to get there. So, BRI has its good points as long as it's used appropriate. The problem we are seeing is not BRI itself, but that the providers are misusing BRI. If you go into a situation and you're just complaining, hate BRI, hate BRI, hate, you're not going to get anywhere. This battle for BRI is being fought on a national level with people that have the resources to fight the law. We need to let them take care of fighting the law. We, as individuals, we need to fight with the law. We need to show how BRI does not meet our personal needs in any given situation. Would you like me to explain what is required as far as BRI? We have, first of all, I'm going to mention that there are 2 communication access sections to the ADA. One is for government entities. The other is for pretty much everything else, public entities, but pretty much everything else. There's a very small section that actually deals with BRI. They are worded a little bit different in the 2 sections, but they are basically the same. The BRIs must meet certain requirements. They have to be big enough to actually see. They have to be clear. Can't have lags, jumps, whatever. It has to be better actually than some of our VPs are. It has to be able to be seen no matter how you are positioned. So if you are laying flat on your back and you have to look up the ceiling, it has to be above your head. It has to be seen from wherever you are. The person that brings it into the room and is using it has to know exactly what they're doing. Now, how many times have you actually seen any of that actually happen? So we cannot go in fighting, no VRI, no VRI. No, we have to say, okay, this don't work because it don't meet this requirement. Or, on the other hand, also, doing it personally, I can't use BRI, me, because of this. Now, for whatever reason, now for me, Marsha, I go in, I'm oral. I use oral, sign assisted. I can't lip read those little screens. Look. So that's why I can't. Your reason may be different. The next person's reason may be different. We all need to find the reason, our own personal reason why VRI don't work for us. That's how we fight this law. We fight within the law to show how it doesn't meet our needs. That's the only way we're gonna win this battle right now. We'll leave the fighting the law to the people in Washington who are fighting.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I understand you clear. You said that in the pipeline, they are all very clear. Must be big, must be clear, low, blood. Must be a profile where the world is life. Must be a life. Must, and also must tell exposed to know how to hospital not follow that.
Exactly.
So deaf people can. You're supposed to be not clear. You're not technical like deaf must use that. Then the hospital will profile life with the privilege.
They're supposed to. Now, like I said, it is a very hot topic right now. This is an ongoing battle. I'm just saying this is how we individually must fight. Oh yeah, it's the DOJ and NAD and everything. They are working trying to get this resolved. How it's going to come out, I don't know. But we cannot just flat out deny BRI because the law gives them the right to provide it. What we have to do is show that they're not providing it according to the law. If it's not giving us equal access to what's been said, then it's not working. If you have the doctor standing here talking to the nurses, is that being interpreted? Because the hearing person's going to hear the doctor and nurse communicate about you. Is the VRI providing that? If not, it's not meeting equal access. So we have to fight it on an individual basis at this level.
This bill government 2010 was.
This particular one is 2010. I honestly don't know what the latest update to the ADA is, but it's really not changed much.
Understand you, they don't met with those profile against the privilege, so they have to file a complaint with a lawyer or contact NAD, right?
Well, you can, NAD is always interested in getting the information because it gives them something to pad their cases with. But here, local, again, as individual, we need to work on an individual level. We need to file a complaint with the Kentucky Commission on Human Rights. But what you gotta do is you got to provide a reason why it did not work. Because if you just go and say, I demanded an interpreter and they just gave me VRI, you're not getting nowhere.
Explain with what and what.
I wanted an interpreter because this little screen they tried to provide me, I couldn't see it laying down on the bed. It was all jumpy. Wasn't clear. For whatever reason, you have to explain why it didn't work for you in that situation. That's the only way you have a right to a live interpreter is if you can explain why you cannot use VRI, why you yourself cannot use VRI.
So yeah, Marsha said, got an Marsha said, if I go to the doctor's office, I want to feel like I can't see, I have help. Then doctors didn't provide. Don't understand. How can we understand? How do deaf people the laws? They don't know.
First of all, educate yourself on the law. Know yourself what you're arguing about before you go. Very small, the parts that are important for education access.
Should I
Two
have
pages.
a county? That's what the.
I would recommend it. You don't have to know, but I would recommend it. Then you can take it out and show them. This is where you're not. Yes, you can provide BRI if, but you're not doing it. I'm blind, I can't see that. Then you're not providing equal access.
How much of for like
There's one is the
Bill has four
sections yet.
it's in English then like
Yes.
we'll try to like add another video. Yes out so they understand it's the cows down. That's anything you want to add.
If nothing else, I mean, I've had a lot of my personal battle has been the part that deal with companion, because I accompany clients places. They don't want to provide an interpreter for me because the service is for the client. I use this law to show I'm a companion to the client, so therefore they have to provide for me too. But with most of you all out there, especially with the topic we're fighting right now, the BRI, one paragraph basically is all this is. It's 4 different parts. Cut it out, make it into a little card, put it on, stick it in your wallet. Memorize it. This is what's going to help you get through that. And quit going in saying, no BRI, hate BRI. You say, BRI is fine, but I can't use it, and this is why. Or normally I could use BRI, but your machine is horrible. So,
What we can like besides this one is for government, federal government. This one for all people. Government, hospitals, ways,
now hospitals are in with private.
travel, okay.
This is only for actual government entities, judicial, legislative, law enforcement, that kind of stuff.
Now your schools.
No. And yes. Schools are governmentally funded, but they are also, so no, they would more than likely fall under the public in most
What
of
about
them.
your facilities?
A lot of universities are governmental funded,
Yes.
but still they're gonna fall under that.
And there's travel. What else are you gonna do? Jobs, war.
Yeah, if, I mean, stores, employment, to go to an interview, go to a show. You wanna go to a show at a theater, a play. That's a public thing.
Yeah, everything you want to add yourself. You think what I'm doing or
Yeah, that is a big thing. We have got to stop standing by, waiting for the interpreters to fight for us, or waiting for Washington to fight for us. We're gonna get it for it. It's time we get up off our butts and fight ourselves.
it's important
Oh yeah,
for
yeah,
us.
yeah.
So that enacted it's Friday. They are
Yes,
going.
yes,
You are well knowing what's going on in that game, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I know some people are upset about the connection between some of the executives at NAD and some of the BRI providers. But that goes back to BRI is not bad. It's just being used wrong.
People's choice to for that. To use that now is available for right now in that.
I don't think there's an actual suit going on right now. It's more debate. But actually, I'm not really clear on what's going on at the federal level. Because like I said, I focus on the local level. I don't believe we personally are going to get anywhere trying to fight the law. We got to fight within the law.
Some guy feel kind of ashamed.
We hope so.
Oh, you, do you have any questions to you think
Feel free, anybody that wants to contact me, feel free to contact me. Now, I can read in ASL structure, so to speak, but I cannot do VP or anything because I cannot understand ASL. Sorry. So, but feel free to contact me by email or whatever. I will let you add that in comments.
question? Ask me. Let 1 minute I can let you know. You get your business information. I can picture for the Facebook too.
Can't have my picture, but you have information. Oh yeah, I'll see my business card.
One more thing. That's my woman. 504. That's in black with this line.
504 is important and it does help, but 504 is more of an old law. It does not protect us to the extent that the ADA does. It's very important, but the ADA, that's what we need to focus. That is much more important. It's more advanced. It's today. As far as air disability goes, yeah. Now it's better for some people like who've got bipolar and in school they need an IEP. 504 might be better for them, but for us, for communication access, we need to focus on the ADA.
To put phone profile VP and child VP.
I don't know if any jails locally are actually providing it. But yes, it should be. There's a right to it, yeah.
That's everyone able.
Right. That don't mean it's happening.
We have to.
About it personally on a local level.
More way.
Right.
They say strong about we need you to thank you so much for your information. Teaching us more. Thank you for doing so. Thank you, Paul, for